Hello, Richard the Dick Coughlin, 666. How are you? What is religion, really? We spend all this time talking about it, but what is it really? It's just a word we give to a social construct, to a group of people whom happen to share certain beliefs that go one way or another. And we spend all this time on here talking about it, talking about how bad it is and how wrong it is. But we must always be careful, because let me paint a scenario for you. The year is 4010, and there is tension throughout the world. In the Middle East, a form of Islam that has broken off and become its own sort of dominant sect within its own religion. It's related towards the Coughlinist fanatics. Richard Coughlin was someone who used to collect brownie points with the Arabic world, such as this one here, and he collected them by kissing up and sucking the dicks of all Muslims that were around at the time. And it was then discovered that the name Richard, Jihad, Coughlin, Coughlin, Quran, Jihad, Quran, my name was nothing more than a Gaelic translation of the original Arabic words. These Coughlin fanatics who felt suppressed and annoyed by the Western imperialists, or shall I say the Western imperlists, the pearlists, yes, the pearls of wisdom that represented by Thunderchrist and the Condites, or the PC Brigade as they were known, and two giant statues were erected in their honour. They were called the Sleeping Giants, and one day two Coughlin fanatics flew two planes into the two Sleeping Giants. There was all-out war between the Thunderchrist followers, the Pearlists of Wisdom, the Condites, and the Coughlin fanatics. And there were no moderate Coughlin fanatics. Now, that might sound crazy to you, but remember this. When you look at all these people on YouTube who, fanboys as we call them, fanboy, is that just not another word for fanatic? And everybody's got them. Not just Condell, Thunderfoot, me, everybody's got them. And people just say, oh, they're just trolls. Don't you think that it's fair to assume that a lot of religious people are also lying? They're just taking advantage of this belief for their own benefit. They don't actually believe it. Isn't that any different from a troll? Is that any different at all? And we must always to speak out against any form of fanatic, whether it's a YouTube troll or whether it's Pat Robertson, Fred Phelps or Osama bin Laden. And you might think that's ridiculous, that could never happen. We're atheists, we are the sensible, rational, reasonable people. But remember this, Prophet Muhammad and Jesus, neither of them wanted to become idolised. Neither of them would have wanted this to become their legacy. Neither of them would have supported what their existence has been turned into. They spoke out against these very things, the ideas of conformity and accepting the status quo. They spoke out against idolatry and religious thinking. So we must always be careful and know that whilst religions exist, and whilst the internet is where religions comes to die, this is also a place where new religions for future have the seeds planted. Richard the Dick Coughlin, 666. Good night, may God be less.
I came to this world with nothing, and I leave with nothing but love. Everything else is just horror.